thing after a loss, and again, I think after every game, you go back, you assess it, and you look at what did you do well, what did you not. That's number one. And in a loss, I think everybody's disappointed, and should be. I think there's that sting of that we didn't get the job done. We didn't accomplish the mission that we set out to accomplish. And you use that. There's a lot of positives in that. You use that as motivation. You use that as, all right, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough in these areas. We are not good enough in these areas. So as a team, one, it starts with you, and then as a team, we all have to understand that what we did was not good enough. And credit to Penn State. All right, we know we played a very good opponent, but we knew there were opportunities in there that we could have done a better job of things that we control. And that's where it all starts. What did we do that we control that we have to be better at? What were the things that we did that we control that we didn't execute well, and why? And you start to go back and look at, was it in practice? Was it focus? Was it lack of time spent on preparing? And you have to realize from that I think winning can cover a lot of things up, and we've tried to focus on all those things, and not try to filter, because we won games, the stuff that we're not doing well. We're not trying to filter all that and just make it seem like it's not that bad. At the same time, what a loss does is it really, I think, not so much exposes, but gives you the understanding of just how important everything that we do really is, and the time that you have to spend to really have yourself prepared to play the way you want to play for 4 quarters of football. And that's the reality. And a loss, that sting, that drive, that motivation, whatever you want to call it, you got to move on, and you can't let the last game beat you twice. You do have to move on, but you got to keep some of that sting and understanding of what it is that you didn't do well enough, and make sure that the next week you don't go out and do the same thing. You don't go out there and do the same thing. You go out there and you do those things, but you do them better. You do them with more urgency. You do them with better focus. You spend more time in the film room studying your opponent, so you know every little thing you possibly can to have yourself prepared throughout the week so that you can go play fast and play confident, because you don't want to be in that same position again. That's a driving factor. There's no doubt about it. And to me, that should always be the driving factor. I don't think that you have to have that type of motivation to make you want to do those things better. I think you have to have that type of discipline to just do those things at that level every single day, every single week that we go and play. But some guys need that motivation. Some guys, it takes that to get that out of them. And that's good. That's something that you can take away from a loss. But where we want to go is that regardless of whether we win or lose, we operate like that every day. We operate like that every practice, every opportunity we get to prepare ourselves. That's the type of discipline that we have on this team. That's the type of toughness that we display on this team every single week. Because if you don't, then you don't want to find that out in a 3.5-hour game. There's not enough time. You don't go into a game and then all of a sudden, you're discovering all these things. You need to know that going into the game. And so experience and loss, that's going to give you a very good understanding of those things that we have to do daily in order for us to be successful and win, because you don't want to be in that position again. And so I hope, for our players, everybody in this program, that stings. That's a reminder. Let's say that for now. That's a reminder for this program right now that it takes what it takes. And regardless of how the day is going, when we lock into, we get in those meeting rooms, like there's a certain way of doing it. When we practice, there's a certain way of doing it. And understanding that from what we just experienced, and then whatever happens next, and we go play. And we're going to go play Georgia State. That's our focus. That's where we are right now. We're talking a lot about the previous game and all the what ifs and the things that we should have done and didn't do, and the way that we can get better at it. But we need to take all that into Georgia State, and that's the focus. And that's the final message for everybody in our program. We've moved on to Georgia State, but take what you've learned and apply it, and do it in a fashion where it doesn't have to be more on game day. It's exactly the way that we go and prepare ourselves is exactly how we want to go out there and play. And then you can enjoy the opportunity to be out there and compete and be in that moment and not have to worry about, did I do enough? That's one of the things that we have to learn and that we have to do a better job of in order to win. Because every opponent, and no different this week, Georgia State, it's a damn good football team. They will be ready to play. They will come in here and they will give us their very best. And if we don't prepare like that and we decide that that's not as important on Tuesday or Wednesday to have ourselves ready, and then by Thursday and Friday, hey, we'll really start getting our minds right, then watch out, because Saturday is going to be Saturday's going to be a tough day at the end of the day. So, that's the reality. And the sooner we learn that, and do it every day, the better off we're going to be. And for our team and this program, we need to learn that, and we need to do it each and every day consistently.